G'day team, Coach Ray here on the Windtrainer today. The weather outside's not that great, but to be honest I probably would have done this on the Windtrainer for consistency and repeatability reasons anyway. Today I'm doing a functional threshold power test. Now I've been feeling crook for a while and I'm on the path to recovery, and I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to feel good again. I want to get a lot more focus and direction in my training, and so I'm starting to knuckle down with my training. So I want to know what is the best intensity to be operating at. So to determine that, for running last week, did my functional threshold power test, and you can probably see that in vlog 24 I think it was. Today's vlog 30, and I'll link to that later on anyway. So I'm doing an equivalent thing with cycling just to confirm the intensity I should be running. Now, if I can get in close enough without too much reflection on the Garmin there, you can see the warm up, the old threshold power intensity, or the old intensity for my warm up was 137 to 185 watts. So I'm trying to stay within that green area without dropping out or going too much over the top. So we'll just try and keep it nice and gentle, spinning in the middle, and you see how much time I've got left to go on the warm up. So, riding along, so I've got a 20-minute warm up. Then I'm going to do 3 by 1 minute higher intensity efforts with a minute recovery in between, and then I'm into a 5-minute hard segment, just to sort of tax the legs a little bit and see what I'm capable of. Then got a bit of an easy ride to recover, and then I'm into the 20-minute effort, which is where I'm going to find out what exactly is my capability, how long I can sustain or ride at my functional threshold power for. And that 20 minutes is going to be about 95% of my functional threshold power. My functional threshold power is going to be about 95% of what I hold for those 20 minutes. Losing it, end of a long day. So anyway, what I'll do is, after this, after the cool down, I'll do a bit of a power analysis, and I'll chuck that in as part of this video as well, so you can check out and see how we do business, how do we work out what someone's functional threshold power is. But anyway, catch you at the end of the workout. This is going to hurt. Alrighty, so that's the warm-up complete. I've got about 30 seconds before I'm into the first 5-minute time trial. Then I've got a bit of recovery, and then I'm into the 20-minute one. Both of these are going to hurt. And I want to do the best I can physically do without watching my Garmin, knowing what sort of power output I'm doing. So I'm actually going to cover the Garmin up as I ride, so I can't actually see my outputs. It's beeping at me. Just got 10 seconds to go, so I need to wrap this up. But it's going to be done blind, so I've got no idea what sort of power output I'm pegging at.
Okay, now that that session has been done, let's jump in and analyse things and have a look. I just want to point out that I've hardly done any training this year on the bike, training for other events, and then I've been crook the last couple of months and only just getting back into things. So the training zones as preloaded in Training Peaks are way too high based on my lack of fitness, and that was one of the reasons for doing this FTP test, is to realign them based on my current level of fitness. So you'll see in the warm-up and in the recovery period between the 5-minute and the 20-minute time trials, I was pretty similar, sort of a very subjective warm-up endurance pace or power zone. Cool down, I was a little bit lower again due to the fatigue and the effort, but once again reasonably steady. If we look over on the power and scroll down, you'll see I did pick up some peak performances for 2018, or not necessarily my peak, but second places. And that just shows you how little cycling I've been doing thus far this year. So let's have a look at the 5-minute peak. Long way off the target that I previously be able to do, no worries at all. And you can see it's around the 290. The second section here started off a little bit too high, then settled into this level here, so around the 270-ish mark. 272 was my normalized power, average of 271. When we look at the 20-minute segment, 20 minutes, once again below the target, but we're around the 240 mark, and the normalized power 246, and the average power 245 watts. We also get that down there. Maxed out at 314. You also see that my cadence is a bit low in both those segments, 85 and 80. Or 81. I was really hurting out there today. Let's just, out of interest, have a look at what it was for the cooldown. 111 watts, and I was trying to target between 137 and 185. Yeah, really tough day at the office. So what I managed to maintain in here for the 20-minute segment, the 245 watts, is basically 105% of my functional threshold power. So if we divide by 1.05, it gives us my FTP of 233 watts, which is what I've gone and loaded into Training Peaks already. And so I'll be good to go for future sessions, targeting an appropriate intensity. Anyway, back to me beside the Windtrainer, on the Windtrainer. I can't remember. I was too shagged when I filmed the final segment for this video.
Oh, that was tough. Legs are burning. Time stands still as lactic acid flows through your legs. Holy, that 20 minutes seemed to go on forever. Now, I was riding blind. I had no idea what sort of power output I was at. By the time you get to this part of the vlog, I'll have already given you a rundown of my power output, assuming that everything's captured on the Garmin. At the moment I'm way too low, really low intensity, and I don't care. This is the cool down. I need to pick it up shortly, but my legs are just smashed, extremely unfit. Yeah, so time, I was able to look at my watch. I knew I started at 4:44, so I was finishing at 5:04, a 20-minute effort. So I was able to check that every once in a while, and a reminder went off at 5 o'clock on my watch to remind me to do something, which I'll do later. So I knew that it was 5 o'clock at that point. I had 4 and a bit minutes to go. Holy. I thought I won't look again until the end, and I just rode and rode and rode and rode and rode, and eventually looked, and it was only 2 minutes past 5, and then the next 2 minutes seemed to take forever as well. But I eventually got there. I did change up a gear. I knew I must have been close. I don't know how long I got, maybe 30 seconds at that higher gear, pushing just that little bit harder right at the very end. So it'll be interesting to see when we actually download it, see if that's noticeable, or whether I just chugged along at the same power output despite being in a bigger gear. So we'll see. Anyway, that's it from me. Up in that corner you can click a button to subscribe to the channel. Down in that corner is a link to the other vlogs, and in the other two corners well, normally I put videos in there that YouTube recommends for you, so it's YouTube putting them, not me. I'll try and put one that I talked about at the start of the video. I can't remember what it was, so I'll watch that later and work it out.